Righto, so the idea is we're getting a whole respray now. We've just bit the bullet, done it, and I have to thank Brad and his dad Sebastian for really helping us out here. It's going to be a really great car and I'm super excited about it. Right, so we need to get the tail light out because they need to fix the only dent left in the car now, which is just this little one in the rear here. So, okay, so I've finished now. That's all I can do. Got the rear bumper off, as you can see. With completely stripped everything, got the boot off. I can't get the tail lights out. I have to ask Brad how to get them out. I've undone all the bolts. The bumper come off nice and easy. It's pretty dirty under there, which would be nice to get it all cleaned up. Okay, so it's finally paint time up here with Brad, and he's in there painting the GTR now, so should be pretty sweet. Today we have got Josh's R32 GTR with us from the Norrie factory, and we're painting up his engine bay for him. We're going OEM plus on this one, so we've fixed up the sealer, the OEM sealer, made it look a bit nicer, a bit more seamless there, and all the little imperfections, a few welds have been plugged up by Josh himself. So yeah, today we're gonna throw some paint in there and yeah, see it come back alive with a bit of colour. So let's get into it. That's what we call a wet on wet primer coat that we got on there, and we've made it black as well. So it acts as a ground coat, so we don't need to put as much colour down, just the colour required, which is 3 coats. And yeah, and that seals off anything that's going to affect the colour coat as well. So we're all good to go to throw some colour on. Let's do it, babe! Righto guys, so we've got the colour on now. It is a KH2, the colour code. Absolutely beautiful colour, probably one of the best in the 32 GTRs. Well, it's the colour that everyone wants anyway, and you can see why. So that's the colour on, no clear. We're going to put the clear on now. Everything's been running smoothly, and I probably shouldn't have said that. Yeah, usually that jinx a painter, but now we're having a good run. Everything's coming up beautiful. So Josh should be stoked on this one. So let's get the shiny stuff on. How'd you go, mate? He's done, mate. Yeah, sweet. Doesn't get any fresher than that. Whoa, look at that. Fresh, mate. Thanks, Brian. No cracks. Righto, so we're back up at the Skyline, and Brad has done a sick job of painting the engine bay so far. It looks absolutely unreal. It looks even better in the daylight. But this is back to KH2, the standard grey. So I'm really excited about that. I think getting it back to the original colour is going to add value to the car as well as aesthetically looking awesome. It's going to be a massive effort to put this thing back together without scratching this beautiful paint job he's done. So out of all the screens that we had removed on Friday, the rear one was the hardest, mainly because the wiper motor had a rusted nut on it and we had to cut that off. So we got the wiper motor off and hanging down. I'm going to remove the 2 seats today, just because we're going to get them sent away and get them shampooed so they come up nice. So we've got to get the fuel tank out because the boys up here have got some body works to do just on this side. I've never actually taken a fuel tank out on one of these, so we're about to find out how. It looks like it's strapped in. There we go. So that come off pretty sweet. I'm keen to get that powder coated. Righto, so I couldn't get underneath it. I was, too fat. There was no room. This thing's lowered. So the guys up here have got these cool GK Tech ramps. So we've put the GTR up on the ramps. Righto, so we're back from Brisbane. We've been down to Kevin from Frenchie's Performance Garage and we've picked up everything for the 32 to build what I want to sort of make out as my dream car. So I've gone right through and just gone everything HKS. I love their stuff and I think it'd be fun to do a few episodes on all of their products, showcasing that the Japanese know how to build cars and so do Australians. So if we can sort of mesh that together and we build the ultimate R32 street car. So this is a HKS 2.8 Step 0 stroker kit. So yeah, we've gone up in capacity from 2.6 to 2.8 obviously. There you get your name high response. So the reason behind choosing this awesome 4-plate OS Giken clutch for our gearbox, I guess, which is what I've chosen. I went through all the gearboxes. So I started out with the Albans and I checked all them and I spoke to a few of my mates and I come to the conclusion that the Holinger was the pick for me. It was also on the shelf with Kevin. So the reason that I like these gearboxes so much is that this one here, all we have to do is grab the transfer case off the R32. It bolts straight up. We've just got to make a quick cross member. And then the bell housing just bolts directly on. So it's easy to fit. I've got a friend of mine, Liam Hooper, who has the hammerheads in Time Attack. He's got Hollingers in all his cars and he's smashed gears. He's done all the harshest, drives, takeoffs, gear smashes, gear misses, and he's never had an issue. So we have to run a pretty good oil in these things, but I'm pretty keen to get this in. The beauty of it as well is my Nismo short shifter. It stays in the exact same spot and I just use that shifter. I probably will get a ignition cut set up one day, but for now we'll just get that gearbox in and I think it's going to be sick. This is sort of something that I've always said I was going to do and I've been holding off for a while, but this is HKS VCam. So being a mechanic and like doing my trade through school, we were taught that variable cam timing, which was just coming in at that time, was absolutely crucial in getting that down low torque. So because we had the twin turbochargers, it was a little bit laggy. They were very good being GTX wheels and compressor and that, and as I've shown you guys how it performs. But this here will sort of move that, sharp and steep torque range back down further. So it'll come on sooner and be much more, the fun word that everyone says, it'll be much more linear. HKS always do this awesome stuff with their kits. So got a all the instructions, pretty cool plaque there which goes on the top of it. HKS oil cap, so that's pretty neat. I do have a Nismo one, so it will be hard to choose between the two, but I really think that red will go with everything, especially under the bonnet. This here is our what's called your VVTI component, which I believe
HKS use a Subaru variant, so I'm pretty sure this is actually a Subaru part. I might be wrong, they may do their own, but as you can see, that's your cam gear, which we normally have the bright coloured ones and the anodized ones. And this here is run off oil pressure, so you can change that cam gear. So on the fly, you've got adjustable cam timing. So where you need the valve to be lifted more down low or higher in the lift, higher RPM, this here adjusts. I'm not exactly sure how it does it. I know it does it off oil pressure, but we'll find out. But that's really neat. That's a cool unit. Okay, so this is where it gets a little bit not tricky, but we just have to make a decision. So that's your HKS ValveCom. So that's the microprocessor that controls the variable cam timing. Because we've got a Howtech Elite 2500, we'll probably wire it to that and leave this out. It's no better or worse, there's no benefit. The only pro for us is running through the Howtech, everything's run through it. So all the wheel speed sensors, VCam, everything's all, when we go into it for tuning, it's all on the one computer rather than having to tune this itself and then tune the other stuff. So that must be your oil feed line for the VVTi. So that's pretty neat. So I've never actually seen what it looks like before. That is sick. That's something else, that is. So this will replace our valve cover. HKS do the whole lot. So there's your solenoid. That'll be your oil feed line. It'll work on top of the camshaft. So this is the standard RB26 valve cover, which this is what it will be replaced by. So that's our intake cam. So obviously I had drop-in Kelford cams on the last build. You can't use those with this. I probably could have used the exhaust cam, but instead what we've done is we've actually gone ahead and brought the HKS exhaust cam that matches the intake cam. So we've only got variable cam timing on the intake cam, not on the exhaust cam. Because it's turbocharged, it sort of makes it obsolete what that cam's doing. All it has to do is open up to let the exhaust gas out, and we can time that just off your cam gears. So now on to the fun stuff, and this is Frenchy Performance Garage. So he's got a new kit coming to his listing soon on the website, and that's a full aircon kit. So you get this awesome new billet bracket, which houses the small and super compact. So that's your aircon pump there. That's on this beautiful billet bracket, which is CNC machined. You got all your zinc bolts. So all his hoses and clamps have all been like manufactured in Australia, which is absolutely awesome, and to the highest quality. So you can just see from that there, that is insane. It looks like it was on the car 30 years ago, just brand new. Even get this awesome fan set up for the air conditioning unit. It all looks factory. It's got this awesome R32 cut out anodized aluminium frame, and that simply just sits in the front of the car and bolts in. And because my engine bay is all being freshly painted, this is going to look absolutely insane. And this is his power steering kit. So this is the HKS Delete power steering kit. Again, awesome anodized bracket. You got these really good tensioners, and then you've also got I believe it's a shorter belt length. And you've also got a better tensioner on all the belts. So that's a absolutely awesome little unit. It's got AN fittings too, so it's all set, ready to go. So what we're going to do is essentially build a HKS car with Frenchy Performance Garage products on it as well. And last but not least, this is probably the most exciting piece, but I couldn't help myself. I went ahead and did it, and you guys will see why. Check it out. So this is the HKS GTR 4R kit. Single turbo kit, obviously. You've got your twin scroll manifold, which is like, this thing is some serious bit of gear. It's not your cheap sort of manifold. Apparently it's capable of 700 horsepower, and I think we should make every bit of that, if not a little bit more, with our head porting. This is your dump pipe. It's all V-band clamped, and it also includes the full dump pipe, which is all V-band as well. Again, this has gone and been ceramic coated in black. I think with ceramic coating these days, I think there's like a 20 or 30% heat decrease, so it's silly not to do it. So one of the features of this turbo is this gold insert. It's actually adjustable, so you can undo the bolt on the end, and that slides in or out, and that adjusts your anti-surge. So that's when you get off the throttle and it's got that surge, compressor surge. This adjusts the sound, so you can have more surge or less surge. These guys are just insane. Check out your oil feedback pipe. That just goes on the bottom of the turbo, and it goes back to one of the oil return lines for your sump. So in the kit, they don't leave anything out. With a turbo of this size and a high response engine, you're going to need a 60mm wastegate for good wastegate control. Okay, so now we've shown you the complete build and all the parts. We've got some Nismo M1 side skirts to drop up to Brad, so let's go and drop them off. Like your B pillar, I think it's called. So it's pretty cool that you can actually still buy these genuine from Nissan. How cool is that? So instead of the old one, which was all crumbly, you can actually buy them new. We're just up here at Brad's Fish and Drifts, and we're just going to go through all the trim pieces that Brad needs to finish it off. So our side skirts, mud spats, I think that's about it. So we'll go through and find out what we need. Righto, so this is our N1 side spats.
Have a look at these, mate. Jeez. You don't get much better than that for quality. Far out.
Front one, so that'll be our front spat, then the rear spat, and then you've just got the side skirt, which I believe is just standard. Roof car in here. So he's got all the rust out of the windscreen, the rear windscreen and the front one. So that all went back to bare metal and was all cut out. So the car should last another, 30, 40 years, which is why I'm doing it now. But anyway, here it is again. It's fucking awesome.
This looks absolutely insane.
Can you imagine how good the motor's gonna look in here with that turbo?
Yeah, I'm so used to like that matte black on it. Like now
correct.
it looks unreal.
Yeah. So these come out standard, just matte black with like seam sealer everywhere. So I've actually gone through and welded up the holes we didn't need. There was a few on this side that we definitely don't need. Thanks for watching this episode of the Norrie Factory. As you can see, we've got an awesome content coming on the GTR. Lots of HKS goodies, lots of turbo stuff, lots of engine stuff. So we're up here now at the panel beater shop, at Brad's shop. So he's going to get stuck into it this week and get the whole thing painted back in KH2. But right behind me now, for the USA viewers, I just want to show this awesome drift ute that the Fish and Drift team made. To the USA viewers, this is a Holden VU, I think, or VY ute. It's got an LS1 in it, which is like, that's an obvious motor, everyone knows that. But it's pretty cool. So this is an Aussie drift ute. This is the first ute for the Fish and Drift team, and it's pretty epic. Righto, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. If you enjoyed any of the content, leave us a comment. It's good to hear from you.